In this video, we'll see what is array. Now, so array is something like if you try to define an array, it's a collection of similar type of elements. So now, in order to have, let's say we have 5 variables, and all the variables are of same type, let's say integer type. So what you can do is you can define an array. So when you define an array, it acts like a remote control to an array object. It's because in Java, arrays are object. So whenever you declare it, when you say int bracket nums, it acts as an remote control to the object. Now you can define this arrow, the arrow which is this side. Let me just use a pointer here. So this arrow here you can define on num side also. You can also say this as arrow in this side as a C declaration. So if you are familiar with C programming, in C we say int, num and bracket. Now in order to create an array, so array is an object, right? So we need to specify the length also. We need to specify the size. But with this, we need to use a new keyword. So we have to say new int, and in bracket you have to specify the size, which is 7. Now, so whenever you have an array, so if you say you have an array of 7 elements, so it will have only of 7 elements. So the numbering will start with 0. So whenever you have an array of 7 elements, so the numbering will start with 0. So let's say the value for at the first location is 6. So to specify the first location, we have to say it is 0. For second location, it is 2. The value is 19. For third location is 2, 44, and list goes on. And the last element will be 6. It's because it's always n minus 1. So if your number of elements is n, so the last value will be n minus 1. Since we are starting with 0, so you have to finish at 6. So you have to remember this. Whenever you, sometimes lots of programmers, they forgot this point and they use nums 7. They assume that the 7th will be the last value. They know it's a 6th value, but when you are writing a code, sometimes your focus more is on logic than on syntax. So you make those mistakes, and if you make those mistakes, it will give you a error, that is array index outer bound error. Now, in Java, so all the arrays are objects, whether you have primitive values or you have object reference. Example, let's say you have 5 integer values or int values. So those are primitive values. You can also have an array of students. So here student will be a class. Student will be a class of which you can create 5 objects, and you can create array of those objects. So this will be object reference. So this is an array for you.